everybody, and welcome to the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got an epic show ahead, but just remember, if any of you have experiences you'd like to share, I'd love to hear from you. You can either email me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com or head over to paranormalportal.net and scroll down and find the button that says Interview Me, and that'll allow you to look at a calendar of possible times and dates and find a date that works for you. Love to hear your stories, so definitely get in touch with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you may be well aware, if you listen to part one on Monday, this is part two of my incredible interview with Mr. Dave Scott of Spaced Out Radio. Dave and I had an epic discussion on my live YouTube show, which if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Get over there and subscribe and follow, because I do live streams over there every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes I have guests. And this is one of those shows where I had a guest, and Dave and I talked a lot about his background and such on part one. In part two, we're going to get into a lot of his research. He's been checking out an area up where he's from in British Columbia that he refers to as Flight 21. And it is truly a hotspot of activity and experiences. And so in this part of the interview, we're going to hear a lot about what Dave's seen and experienced when he's been out there, the things that they've run into, and so much more. So this is part two, as promised. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Okay, so give you a little bit of a backstory on Flight 21. July 8th, 1965, a Canadian Pacific Airways McDonnell Douglas DC-6 took off from Vancouver International Airport and was doing a milk run up to the Yukon Territory to Whitehorse. And 52 people were on board, including the crew members. So it was a packed flight. And all of a sudden, about 30 miles from my town, southwest of my town, the plane blew up in the air.
Oh, no. Oh.
There was a bomb on board.
Oh, man.
And to this day, it is still known as Canada's largest unsolved mass murder.
Yeah.
It is still an open case. And everybody died on the flight. It caused a massive forest fire. The interesting part about it was there were no logging roads to get to this place.
Oh.
So in order to try and get to the crash site to put the fire out, they literally had to, it took them, I think, 5 or 6 days to actually create a road, or a week or two to get a road out there.
And that's miles through woods and wilderness. That's incredible. That's an incredible feat, especially back then.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so when they got there, obviously, if there was survivors from the crash, there was no way they could have made it.
Yeah.
No way. So in 2018, my buddy Merle asked if we could go up there. Now, in my opinion, Merle is one of the top paranormal investigators in Canada.
Okay.
And he was like, do you think this plane has ever been investigated, this crash site? I said, paranormally? I said, I don't think so. I've never heard anybody talk about it. We did some research, couldn't find a thing on it. So to this day, we believe we did the first paranormal investigation at this place in 2018. And we brought along a friend of ours named Mark, because in this area, there are a lot of wild animals. Okay. We have grizzly bears, black bears, world record sized mountain lions, 1,500-pound moose. And believe it or not, moose are more responsible for deaths in Canada in the wild than any bear attack.
Yeah.
They are just vicious animals, even though they look really dopey and cute. We have wolf packs. We have coyotes. There's a lot of animals in our area that could kill you, okay? And don't like you being in that area. So when we go into that area, we go in armed.
Sure.
Okay, we all have pointy sticks with us in order, to make things happen. So after about an hour and a half of investigating the plane crash site, we end up kind of standing in the middle of this, what I call it a cul-de-sac, because that's kind of the shape of it.
Okay.
And that's where the rescue vehicles back in the day would turn around in order to go back down the trail in order to get out of there. And we're standing in the middle of the cul-de-sac, and Merle says, "Hey, is there anything else, around here? Any other plane debris?" And we said, well, about a mile walk away, the wings and the tail section are there, but they've been painted camouflage because too many airplanes flying over the area who don't know about the flight were calling in a plane crash.
Oh, okay.
So they actually went out there and painted camouflage on those parts.
Okay.
And so he's like, well, no, in this area, is there anything around? I don't know. So we went and checked. We took this deer trail up in behind the crash site, and we walked through the trees, and it comes to this meadow. And Mark says, you guys go over to that boulder over there, which was about 30 yards away. And he goes, I'm going to stay here. I have good line of sight in case any predators sneak up on us. Oh. So I'm like, okay, sounds good. So Merle and I wander over there, and we're just looking around. And all of a sudden, from about 40 to 60 feet in front of us, we start hearing samurai chatter.
Oh, no.
I've never heard it before.
Okay.
And, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And I look at Merle, and I said, did you hear that? And he looks at me, he goes, hear what, Dave? I said, did you hear that noise? And he goes, yep. So we call over to Mark, and we said, Mark, did you hear that? He goes, hear what? I said, were you yelling at us or anything? Nope, haven't said a thing. And so we're in the middle of this meadow looking towards these real old growth trees that are about 70, 80 feet tall. And all of a sudden we hear again.
Oh, man.
Right? Not even thinking of the Sierra sounds that Ronald Moorhead put out.
Right.
So we're like, well, this is weird. Because we're in paranormal mode here, not even thinking Sasquatch. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And we figure, okay, and there's nothing here. We go back to the original site. Mark goes into the cul-de-sac. There's a little knoll that I'm standing on, and then behind me is a piece of landing gear from the plane crash. Merle goes over to that. He's like, I'm going to continue on. Well, whatever that was in the trees over there snuck up on us.
Ooh.
And got between 15, 20 feet behind Merle. And it started shaking branches and huffing and puffing and stomping its feet. And Merle's like, there's something over here. And we're thinking bear.
Right.
Okay. We're not thinking Sasquatch. We're thinking bear. Okay. So Merle's like, I'm out of here. And if you know Merle, when he spooks, he gets this high-pitched voice, and he starts every second word's the F-bomb. It's the most hilarious thing to watch. Okay? And so he ends up running towards me, and then I follow him. We go over to Mark, and at that exact same moment, I yell over at Mark, "We need you over here with the gun. Merle has something over here." And Mark's back is behind me, and I'm watching him from behind. He kind of puts his hand up like this, takes his backpack off, and right in front of him raises his rifle towards the trees in front of him, because there was something bipedal coming at him.
Oh.
Well, guess where the exit was? Right in between. No. They were triangulating us out.
Oh.
We literally got escorted out of the forest. Wow. Okay, so this happened in October of 2018. Went up there a couple of times in 2019 and thought, yeah, man, I got to put a gifting site up here. I got to do all this crap. I got to start investigating this. So in 2020, we decided that's it. We're putting a gifting site up there. We're gonna try and make this work. Let's see what's up here. Mm-hmm. So we put up a gifting site. I go to the dollar store, pick up some toys and everything. And really, we had a couple things move there. Okay. I ended up getting some Sasquatch fingerprints on a little handheld plastic rubber basketball that you could get at the dollar store. Yep. In my extremely unprofessional investigatory, because I'm such a researcher. It was cold out. My hands were cold. I didn't have gloves on, and as I was taking photos of the ball, my phone slipped out of my hand because my hands were shaking. And I grabbed. What do you do when you drop something? Your natural reaction is to grab it and pull it to your stomach.
Right.
So that's what I did, including the basketball, which rubbed the greasy handprints onto my jacket.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was a smart move, Dave.
Oh,
what an idiot!
Yeah.
Right. And so Flight 21, we'd gone back there a few times after, did some paranormal investigation. Great paranormal investigator out of Vancouver. He's really good with the voice box, ghost box.
Oh, sure.
His name's Bill Hauser. Mm-hmm. He came up one weekend, and we went out there, and we actually got a name from the crash site, an actual name of one of the victims. Ooh. And the weird part about that was my partner's dad, who used to be a bush pilot up in the Yukon, knew who that was when we told him the name.
Oh, wow.
He knew that person.
Oh, wow.
And so we ended up in 2023, fast forwarding to 2023, mm-hmm. we decided that we were going to I had this television guy approach me. He's like, and I'd known him for a while. He'd been helping out with Spaced Out Radio a little bit. He's like, dude, I want you to take me to this site. He goes, why don't we film it? I'll grab a camera crew out of San Francisco, and you grab Merle and see if Samantha will join you, and let's go out there and see what we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate that spot now.
Uh-oh.
So the first night we were there, we do an investigation, and we go into the area where we heard the samurai chatter, into the trees there. Okay. And behind those trees, there was a little meadow. And in that meadow, Merle wanted to investigate there once it got dark.
Ooh.
I'm like, I don't think that's safe.
Yeah. I
don't think it's safe at all. But we're going to do it because,
Sure.
I got outvoted.
Okay.
So we go in there. We set up glow sticks in the trees. Mm-hmm. So that way we could find our way back to base camp. And we get in the meadow, we get set up, and I have really bad tinnitus in my ears. Okay. My ears are always ringing. I hate it. Mm-hmm. But, Got to live with it. And as we are, I didn't hear any of it, but the other crew did, was that they heard the sounds of male and female voices in the trees.
Okay.
They were loud enough to make out the difference between male and female voices, but quiet enough that you couldn't make out what they were saying. Now, to put it into perspective, we are 30 miles into the forest. There's no power lines. There's no cell phone signal. There's no underground power lines or gas lines or anything that could cause any sort of electricity, okay? Anything that could set off. We are in the middle of nowhere. And I want to preface that because a lot of people who listen to your type of programming, my type of programming, you know, they may live in a city, they may live in the suburbs, and to them a forest is at the local park, you know, that is surrounded by a bunch of trees or a bunch of trees in the middle, and they go hiking in that park, and it may have a 5-mile trail or a 10-mile loop. Yeah. But we are in the middle of nowhere, dude. Yeah. The only trails that we are walking are ones that animals made over the years.
Right. Oh, man.
Okay. So all of a sudden, you know those strands of lights that you can get? They're about 16 feet long. They're all purple. And then if spirit comes around,
oh, yes. Yep.
It's supposed to turn the lights on.
Yep.
Okay, or change the light color. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right in the middle of that meadow, those lights start changing color.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then we start hearing things moving through the trees. Now, it is dark there.
Yeah.
Not city dark. We're talking nature dark.
Yeah.
Okay, like if you have your flashlight off, the only light you have is the moonlight coming in. That's it. And that's the type of thing that it's a type of area where if you don't have anything, you just bed down right there for the night. You don't move.
Yeah.
Because you're only going to get yourself more lost.
Yeah.
So once again, we put glow sticks up. We could start hearing things moving around us. Now, we don't know what it is. It could be a moose. It could be a bear. I don't think it would be a black bear because we're making way too much noise. Mm-hmm. And we have an armed guard with us who was addicted to trying to get on camera and kept on cocking and uncocking his shotgun. Okay. And all of a sudden, Merle says he starts seeing this shadow off in the distance. And he's like, okay, let's see if we can get this shadow to do something for us. And he calls out to this shadow and he says, can you pull the glow stick down? And about 5 minutes later, Merle sees that shadow run by the tree where the glow stick was, which was probably 40 yards away from us. Mm-hmm. And I put the glow stick up at about 7 feet because I've got these short little penguin arms and I can't reach that high. And the glow stick came down about a foot and a half.
Oh.
Off down on that tree. We make our way back to base camp that night. It's probably around midnight at that time. And we decide that we were going to do the Estes method. Mm-hmm. So Merle goes first, really gets a few voices on there. I can't remember what it was. I go second. So I put the blindfold on. I put the noise canceling headphones on, and I'm not hearing anything. Like all I'm hearing is the radio.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm hearing. But I start seeing underneath the blindfold, I get this really bright white orb that I can see out of the corner of my eye. And it is, Brent, it is right there. And remember, I'm wearing a blindfold. I can't see anything. But this orb is so bright, I'm actually squinting to try and keep that light out of my eyes underneath this blindfold. One of the weirdest things I've ever experienced. Then I started seeing almost like a ticker tape across here of alien gray heads. Oof. And then all of a sudden reptilian eyes. I've never seen reptilian eyes before. Ooh. But reptilian eyes coming through here, and they were orange, green, and yellow. Really, really weird. Almost like if you took this portion of a crocodile, that's what it looked like. Oh, like scared the shit out of me. Pardon my language. Okay, but and then the orb kept being there, and I said, guys, I'm not hearing anything, but I got to tell you what I'm seeing. I keep seeing this orb right here, and it's really bright. And one of the guys, I guess, while I'm explaining this, looks up, and right above us is a bright white orb, about 500 feet in the sky.
Oh, wow.
And it's coming down. Excuse me. It's coming down towards us. And then all of a sudden it shifts from an orb to a ring.
Oh, okay.
A bright white ring, and it's coming down, and then all of a sudden dissipates and disappears. We got that on film.
Oh, that's fantastic. Right? Yeah.
Now, we pack up. We all go back to my place. We all crash out, and then we prepare for night number 2. Oh. So night number 2, we get back out there at about 6 o'clock at night, and at about 7:45, I just get this feeling that we're being watched. Mm-hmm. And I call Samantha over and I say, Sam, there's something over in the trees over here. Will you just walk down the main path with me for a little bit? She goes, sure. So we start walking down the main path towards the exit. We get about halfway, and I stop and I turn to my left and kind of looking in the trees. And I'm like, something is in there. She's like, yeah, I feel it too. And so she starts to slowly walk in, doesn't see anything, walks back. And all of a sudden, we start feeling vibration under our feet.
Oh, in the ground.
Like if somebody were to put like a massage vibration unit, because I don't want to say the word vibrator because everybody thinks dildo or something like that. Pardon my language. Okay. I don't mean it that way.
Sure.
But, so the entire ground is vibrating. Oh. We call over the camera crew, and the director feels it. One of the cameramen feels it. The other cameraman does not. He is an ex-Marine who still wears his jump boots and with a thick sole, didn't feel a thing.
Okay.
And what was really weird about that is all of a sudden, as we're going through this, Merle walks literally marches right past us down to the end of the trail. If you go to the right, you're going to leave and go to the exit, but there's another trail that goes to the left. And he takes off down that trail, turns left. And I was the only one out of the 5 of us standing there to see him walk past us.
Okay.
And everybody's like, where's Merle? Where's Merle? I said, well, he walked down and he went to the path. Are you sure? I didn't see him walk past us. And then all of a sudden you hear Merle down the other trail. Nope. Nope. And he's walking back to us, like speed walking back to us. And everybody's like, Merle, what are you doing? Why are you gone alone?
Yeah.
We have a rule. Nobody leaves alone. And he goes, I don't know.
Oh.
I said, well, what made you go, nope. He goes, something whistled at me.
Oh, God.
And it scared me.
Yeah.
All right, game on.
Yeah.
So we grab the camera crew. We go down to the end of the trail. Remember, the exit is on the right. We're turning left. Okay. And we go down probably 100 yards. No, man, not that far. I'm making it sound bigger than what it is. maybe about 50 yards down the trail. And we're getting that feeling that we're being watched now on both sides of the trail. Okay. And this trail is going to be very important coming up here. Okay. And we go down and all of a sudden we stop because it almost sounds like there's something in the trees, like there could be a bear around. Bears are loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Believe it or not, bears are actually bears don't give a care how much noise they make in the trees. So likely black bear. And all of a sudden, as all of us are standing there, way off in the distance, we hear this one-pitched roar.
Oh.
And it is one pitch, and this thing goes on for about 15, 20 seconds, this roar. And it's like a siren, where they build up the siren, and then it's that one pitch, and then all of a sudden it dies off. Mm-hmm. Well, in between that roar and us, and I'm going to say that roar may have been a mile, 2 miles away.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. And in between that roar and us, there was a bunch of free-range cattle that are now going absolutely haywire. Like they are spooked. And they are, like when cattle get spooked, they're moo, 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 moo. They don't shut up.
Right.
And everybody's like, what the hell was that? I said, that, my friends, I will say this, welcome to the world of Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard an animal make that pitch. I've heard bear roars. I've heard mountain lion roars. I've heard wolf calls. I've heard everything. Not for 20 seconds.
No.
15, 20 seconds, one pitch. Okay?
Yikes.
So we start to walk back, okay, because now we know something's going to happen. We all now feel something's going to happen. So we start walking back towards base camp. There's 6 of us here at this time, or 7 of us, pardon me, at that time. And we start walking back towards camp, and all of a sudden we hear this long grrr.
Oh, yeah, I know that sound. Oh,
coming from our base camp.
it was there.
Okay, so as the crow flies, we are only about 50 yards, if that, from our base camp. Okay? Mm-hmm. We have to do a big 90-degree angle to get there. But as the crow flies, it's only maybe 50 yards, if that.
Oh, okay.
And so we're like, what the hell is that? Thinking, the immediate thought is we have a bear at camp, and we've got all of our food there, all of our beverages there, all of our clothing there, $30,000 worth of a camera equipment there. Like, this is not a good situation.
Yeah.
With a bear growling at us in camp. So we start speed walking. The gentleman who is our armed guard, he's in front of us, okay, because he's trying to figure out. And I'm watching through the trees. I'm second in line, and I'm watching through the trees looking for this bear. And then as we're walking and I'm looking towards camp, something catches my eye. I stop and I look up, and there's a big brown thing in the forest, about maybe 20 yards in front of me, 30 yards maybe at most. And I said, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this thing. It is literally poop brown color, the light poop brown color. And it's shaped like the outside of a number 8.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, that's a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
That's a frickin' Sasquatch. Hold on. There's no hair. There's no hair on that thing, and that thing's pretty wide. What the hell is that? And the way the sun was coming down on the angle on the top left corner of it, what makes the color of shit brown? Black, yellow, orange, green, and white. The sun is hitting it, and those colors are kind of expanding off of it. And I look and I say, I'm thinking, my God, that's a UFO. That's metal. That's a UFO. Oh. So the team, as I'm saying, what the hell is that? To the team, I'm pointing. They can't see it. But Samantha notices something moving through the trees. And all the other members of the team, they move about 10 feet to my left, and they start watching an alien gray walk through the trees.
So everybody else, this is what you're referring to. Everybody else saw an alien. You saw a craft.
I did not see, and this is what I'm talking about. The phenomena screws with you, because I didn't see the alien. I saw the UFO. The 6 others did not see the UFO. They saw the alien.
That's amazing. Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we are with the alien, and now we're rushing back to base camp because all of a sudden the alien just vanished. And I went back like this all happened in about 20 seconds. I go back to my spot where I saw the UFO. It was gone.
Oh, okay.
Completely gone. Whether it took off, whether it vanished, whether it dematerialized, I don't know what happened, but that alien and the UFO were gone.
Okay.
We go back to base camp. No footprints, no bear prints, nothing. Not a thing of ours was touched. So, as woo as it may sound, I believe that we had a Sasquatch warn us that there was an alien and a UFO in the forest.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what I believe. So the question is, before I get into part 2 of this story, because we're only done part 1.
Okay, good enough.
I hope you don't mind me eating up all your time here, bro.
No, this is your time, brother. I'm glad you're here. Thanks. Just keep going, brother.
Well, thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. Here's what I think. The crash site was the cause of the area, of the attractant in the area.
Okay.
But everything else that is happening there, which is supernatural, is the effect that I am studying. I don't care about the crash site, right? The crash site to me is the cause. What is the effect of what is going on? And what I truly believe is happening is I believe these Sasquatch and whatever else in that area are there to protect the souls of that airplane.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
That's a beautiful thought. I like that thought, actually. Very, very much. Yeah.
So this goes to part 2. Last year, we go back. And Samantha and Merle are all excited that we're going to camp out there. I'm like, no. No. Let's not do that and say we did. Okay?
Yeah.
But you know what? My team voted for it. I have to stick with my team. Because that's the one rule we have. There's 3 of us. And 2 against 1, I was the odd man out. So I had to, okay, if we're going to camp there, we're going to camp there. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, if we were going to do something stupid like go in the ocean, no. I would steadfastly be against that. I ain't going in the ocean. Too many sharks. Okay?
Sure.
But in this area, okay, I'll go. So this was on a Friday. We pull in there. We park Samantha's truck up top on the main trail. And then I have a Jeep. So we have to take the Jeep, put it in 4 low, go into this gully, come out of the gully, which is quite steep, and then turn towards the crash site. So we're using my Jeep as a vehicle of, moving the equipment and gear. Mm-hmm. So the first load, I drop Merle off and a bunch of gear. I go back, grab a second load, and bring it on up for Merle and I to unload. And Merle is like, holy cow, man, you're not going to believe what happened. I said, what? He goes, I started hearing people talking. I'm like, oh, yeah? He goes, then I went in and I looked at the crash site and I saw a full body apparition of a lady kind of moping around. She was grayish silver color. I'm like, oh.
Huh.
And then she just vanished. And we got all excited that, okay, we're going to get stuff right off the bat. So I go back for load number 3, tell everybody what happened. And Merle's like, can you bring somebody back up here? Because I really don't like being up here alone.
Yeah.
So I bring somebody back up with me, one of the cameraman, Richie. And, you know, we fill up the gear for the 4th time. And then Mark and Samantha join, and we are all there. Then we're setting up camp and making sure that everything is A-okay and ready to go for the weekend. Night number 1, nothing happens. Night number 2, nothing happens. What's going on here? And we're getting frustrated because, you know, we have to pay our cameraman.
Yeah.
You know, we paid for him to come up from San Francisco. Not only is he a friend, but, you know, he's doing work for us. And he's saving us thousands of dollars from hiring a professional crew because that's what he does professionally.
Yeah.
But he loved it up here so much that he's like, just pay for my flight and food. I'll come up there and shoot it for free.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to take advantage of Richie.
Yeah.
And Richie doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's a great friend. Great friend. And so, long story short, 2 days we got nothing. The only thing that happened, we packed 5 days worth of batteries. And the first day and 3/4, all of our batteries were drained. So we wake up on the Sunday morning. We break down camp. We said, we're going to give this a shot later on tonight. Let's go back. Let's charge up our batteries and make everything better. We'll go back tonight. So it's 6 o'clock at night. We arrive there. It's been storming all day. We get there. We literally just set up our tent and put the rest of our stuff under the tent because we could see the big dark clouds rolling over. And dude, we got hammered by torrential rain for the next hour and a half.
Oh, man.
And this rain was so heavy, dude, it actually wiped out my tire tracks of my Jeep coming up.
Okay. Yikes.
Okay, like, yeah. That point is going to be a little bit important here. Rain stops. And we're like, okay, what are we going to shoot? We got to figure out something to shoot here. Okay. And all of a sudden, I got that feeling again. Something is watching us. And it happened to be in that exact same area where I had felt it with Samantha the year before. But this time, it felt different. It felt like it was an alien. I will say that. It was not alien.
Okay.
Everything has a different frequency. And I'm not a big Zen frequency chi kind of guy, but I can tell you this. I have figured out that there is a difference between when you're in a haunted area, when cryptids are around, and when UFOs and aliens are around. They all have a different signature to them. And I call Samantha over. I said, do you feel that? She goes, we're being watched. I said, yeah, from the trees, right where the alien was before. She goes, go in there. Yeah, okay. Right?
Okay.
So I do my best baby walk in there. And I walk into the opening there about 8-10 feet. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Dave. I'm here to hang out with you, man. You know, why don't you come out and say hello? Nothing's happening, of course, because it never happens that way.
Sure.
We gather the team, gather Mark, our armed guard, and we decide that we're going to walk down the trail and we're going to make that turn again. You know, where we heard the roar and the growling and saw the UFO. So we make the turn, and we can now hear something following us in the trees. And when we stopped, it stopped. When we went, it went.
Yeah.
And we get about almost to the exact same area where we saw the UFO and alien the year before. Samantha looks down, and remember, that rain was real heavy. Okay? She looks down, and there is a 17-inch track right there.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big foot.
And you can tell it's fresh because of the water that was just came down the last hour and a bit. So we're like, okay, we got game on now. We got game happening. We continue down the trail. We can hear this thing following us and following us. Can't see it. Not even seeing movement, but we can hear it. Mm-hmm. And then eventually the trail kind of bends to the right. We get to that bend in the trail, and whatever it was of the trees stops. But we start hearing noise on the other side, and we know that's a bear because it's sounding like a bear. It's looking like a bear. There's fresh bear tracks. And Mark, being the outdoor dude that he is, he's trying to call the bear out because the bear's going to look good on camera.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, bear. Come say hi. Come say hi to the camera. He didn't want to be filmed.
I guess not.
So we didn't get to see the bear. So we start making our way back. We're only gone from base camp for about 20 minutes. Okay. We start making our way back to camp. And now the energy of this, what I will define it as a Sasquatch. It now feels like the energy has moved behind our base camp. So we get back to base camp. We pass or before we get to base camp, we pass the footprint. Samantha and Mark say, we're going to go come back and measure this one. We get back to base camp. We're setting up, figuring, okay, we know we're going to get action now. Where should we set up? What should we do? Mark starts doing a perimeter tour around the tent, just kind of because he's not being filmed. He's just there for safety. And as we're talking, he goes, you got to be kidding me. And he looks down right in front of them, and there is another 17-inch track 10 feet from our tent. Fresh track.
Oh, man.
So while we were gone, this thing walked right through our camp.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's just like it's toying with you, huh?
Yeah. Huh. And this is where it gets a little screwy now.
Okay.
Because Samantha and I grab a camera and a gimbal. We start walking up the trail right where back in 2018 where Merle got scared out. And that we're right before the landing gear, and there is this tree. And leaning against that tree is an 8-foot staff. Now, here's the interesting part about that staff. There's no branches on it sticking out. It's been picked clean. The bark has been picked off. Even weirder, it's dry. We just got hit with a torrential rain where everything is soaking wet in that forest. And this 8-foot staff leaning against a tree is dry. Except for one part of it, about 3 feet up, there's a greasy feel to where a handprint would be holding it.
Oh, no. That's wild.
Okay?
Yeah.
We looked at the bottom of it, and the bottom of it looks like it was dragged because it was twisted, like it had been twisted off from the ground, and it was dragged because it had fresh dirt on it. And here's even the more interesting part about that. We were the only ones there that entire weekend, and we have on film that exact same tree with no staff leaning against it.
Oh, so you can show that it was definitely placed.
So we can show and prove that it was put there.
That's amazing.
Now, we can't say Sasquatch put it there because we have no proof.
True.
But evidence shows that's kind of the way they act.
That it appears.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, And the other part, we ended up giving that staff to Merle, okay, because we figured that may have been a gift to him because it was placed right almost beside where he was scared out of. And we kind of looked at that as being maybe a, oops, I'm sorry.
Peace offering.
Sorry for scaring you 7 years ago or 6 years ago. By the way, here's a gift. So we ended up leaving a coin or two there as a trade value for that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And last time I went up there last year, I haven't been up there this year yet. But last year when I went up there again afterwards, the coin was still there. So they had taken it yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be interesting when I go back because we're going to go back next Saturday.
That's exciting.
It'll be interesting to see if it's still there.
Now, is that the same place that you said you'd bring me to if I came up there?
I'd take you there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to make that journey.
That night, as we were conducting more experiments and everything, as it got darker, we could start hearing noise all around us in the forest. And Samantha and Mark, who's a little bit intuitive, started picking up that there were 4 of them spread out. And they figured, and Samantha is literally the best psychic intuitive that I know as well. So when she talks, I really listen because she just never seems to be wrong. Okay. And it's ridiculous how she has this intuitive ability just to be so accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And she's picking up a mama and a papa, and they are showing the kids what humans look like.
Oh, okay.
Then the bodyguard moved in. And we could hear him, if we're facing north, we could hear him on our left kind of swoop in because there was no noise to our left. And then all of a sudden you would hear branches and things kind of bumping around. And then it moved towards where we thought the family was. And then as the night went on and progressed, we were continuing more experiments and trying to get them to talk or communicate with us. It moved again, this time over to our right, or another one came in. Well, at about 12:30 at night, about 1 o'clock at night now, this one that was on our right, which is where the plane crash is, the debris is, it got within about 20 yards of us in the complete dark.
Oh, jeez.
And it was pacing and starting to huff and puff. And Mark, our armed guard, I trust him because he has all the experience in the world in the forest. Okay, he grew up in the forest hunting. He was a hunting guide. He was an animal tracker. He has done everything in the forest an outdoorsman would do, and then some.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, and he had, first time ever I've seen him with a look of concern on his eyes. And he had this look on his eyes where he said, "It's time for us to go. We need to pack up now."
Oh, wow. Okay.
It took me 3 loads to get us packed up there, 1 load to get out.
It was just all.
I tell you, I Tetrised the hell out of my Jeep to fill it up at once. I was a Tetris grandmaster at this point.
Oh,
okay.
Man. That's great.
And so the first time, sorry, the Oilers scored. Yeah, we're tied going into overtime again.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, it's playoff hockey. It got to be done.
Got to be done.
And you're lucky I'm here tonight on a playoff game.
I know. You must love me. Yeah. You must love me.
It's because I love you. I love that mustache. So if you ever shave that mustache, I want to add it to my collection. So send it to me if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
All right. Appreciate that. So we get everything packed up on load 1. Merle comes with me. And as we're coming up the gully towards where Samantha's truck is, he goes, "Holy crap," using the F word.
Mm-hmm.
the ghost lady that he saw on night 1 is sitting in the cab of Samantha's truck.
Oh, wow.
And she vanishes.
Oh.
So we unload the gear. We don't even put it in the vehicle. And he has the keys to Samantha's truck. And he sits in the truck, locks it up. I turn my Jeep around. I go down to pick up Mark, Richie, our cameraman, and Samantha. Okay. Mm-hmm. And in that 2.5 minutes that I was gone to grab them, Merle said there were voices running around the truck, tapping the truck, scraping the truck, trying to intimidate him. Oh. And he literally, when we got up there 2.5 minutes later, he's like, "You guys are lucky I am still here." Because the shit that was happening around the truck, he goes, "I almost hopped in the driver's seat and took off." Right?
Wow. Okay.
So we had a good laugh with that.
Yeah.
We pack everything up, and I'm the lead vehicle going down to get out of there. Samantha follows up behind me. We're about 30 feet past the trail, okay? And we get 2 shrieking whistles right behind our vehicle.
Oh, man.
That one really hit. So I was like, okay, now that trail that you want to go down, you want to take that trail at a top speed of about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. It's bumpy, it's coarse. You got to watch out for fallen trees, everything. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we got the hell out of there. I hit that main road and I took off probably 300 yards down the road before I pulled over for Samantha and the other 2 that were in her vehicle. And we were like, what the hell is going on? What the hell was that? Right? So we did the most Canadian thing we could do at that time. It's now about 1:30 in the morning. We drove to Tim Hortons and grab a coffee.
You should do that.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. We all swore on camera we would never go back there again after that incident because that could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
But in November, I started getting premonitions that I needed to go back. It was calling me back.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, no, I'm not going back. And it kept happening and happening. So in my conversation with the phenomena, I know that that they are limiting the people I'm allowed to bring up there.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm also, the first 6 times that we are up there, all they want me to do, and they've showed me in visions, all they want me to do is to pull my vehicle into the cul-de-sac, turn it around so that way I drive forward on exit, put my lawn chair in behind my vehicle, and just sit there. I might be there 20 minutes. I might be there 4 hours. Just sit there. I said, okay, I'll do that. I said, but you have to understand 2 things, phenomena. Number 1, I will be armed, but I promise you I will not raise a weapon to anything that is cryptid or part of the phenomena. I'm bringing my pointy stick just so I can make sure that no wild animals come. Phenomena says, okay.
Oh.
Then I said, I am going to film everything. So there will be cameras there. Phenomena says, okay. I said, I will not go there alone ever. Phenomena says, okay.
Fascinating.
Phenomena, am I safe? Will I be safe? Am I safe doing this? Phenomena has not yet answered.
Oh.
Now, the most recent vision that I got happened a couple weeks ago, where my buddy Tim and I are sitting behind my Jeep, and we have cameras on top of the Jeep, so that way we can film in a 360 level and film us at the same time. And in the one vision I was getting, probably about 30 yards down on the right, there's a dog man there. Oof. Now, whether that happens or not, or that's just my pure fear of a dog man, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
Ugh.
But we start this investigation. We figure it's going to be about 2-3 years. We know it's going to be, we're doing it purely on research, and we are allowing the phenomena to dictate absolutely everything. And we're going to see what comes.
Just follow the phenomena. Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people, I think they go into it with preconceived notions, and they have a funnel that they're looking through, and I think that's perfect. As you're going in, you're going to just open yourself up, bring the recording equipment, and what will be. But it's also frightening that you didn't get any kind of reassurance that you're okay. You got reassurance and direction for everything else except the really important question.
Right?
Yeah, that's a little concerning, Dave.
Oh, I agree. And I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know whether I'm going to have my arm ripped off and be beaten to death with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, especially if it does have to do with a dog man. That's the part that freaks me out. And you and I talked about this when I was on your show. It's like, what do you think of dog man? It's like, yeah, that's one I don't want to see ever. But and you echoed that, but here you are potentially going to a position where you're going to see one. And I commend your courage. I really do. I think that's admirable, but I don't envy you.
I will be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm scared as anything.
Yeah, I would be too.
I am scared as anything.
Oh.
And I really hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
I just don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know anything. What I do know is that I am encouraged to follow the phenomena and just absolutely let's see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens with it. Where does it go? Where is it taking me? And I'm just going to let it play out.
Sure.
That's all I can do. Let it play out.
Right. We got a question in the chat for you from Rachel Gets It Right, and she's one of our mods and wonderful person. She said, what does Dave think about gifting Sasquatch stones that glow under a UV light, such as fluorite, if Sasquatch have the ability to see more light spectrums? Do you have an opinion?
Hi, Rachel. Thank you for your question. I didn't know that you could get those type of stones. I would totally try that.
Yeah, I think that's...
What we have noticed in our area is that they do tend to leave certain stones around. Especially, what's the stone? I'm not good with rocks. I'm so not a geologist. But we have had, a buddy of mine a couple times has had stones left for him. So, yeah, I'm willing to try anything. The only thing I will not try is food.
Yes.
Because, a lot of people will put peanut butter out. A lot of people will put apples, like a bag of apples. When you have a grizzly bear on its back, hind legs that can stand 11, 12 feet tall, you're not going to, apples aren't going to survive. Unless you have a camera rolling on those apples 24/7. I don't want to invite any wild animals into that area.
Yeah, good point.
Thinking that they will have food.
And getting used to coming there for food, yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to try everything. So on day one next week, what we're going to do is we're going to be filming kind of the areas where we had action before, because we are going to be putting these up on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. It's going to be extremely amateur. There's not going to be a lot of there's going to be editing, but there's not going to be any holdback. Like, there's going to be swear words. There's going to be, us tripping, and there's going to be bad camera shots. There's going to be bad lighting.
Sure.
Because we don't have a generator to take into that area to light up studio type lights. We got to get some battery operated lights and everything. So we're going to be trying some different things, but we want to give people an understanding what the area looks like and where things have happened in the past. So we're going to be setting it up. I think we're going to set up anywhere from 4 to 6 trail cameras in the area that we will leave up there a week at a time just to see what those capture. We will be doing, some experimentation, but the experimentation that we are doing is we are just going to be doing what comes naturally, whatever the phenomena allows us to do. We're not going to be forcing anything that kind of, anything to make it happen. Like a lot of investigators, when they go into an area, they're on a time limit.
Yeah.
We're not on a time limit. Our time limit is the snowfall in November. That's our time limit.
Yeah.
Obviously we're going to be up there once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. If we feel we need a break or maybe something just doesn't feel right, like we're leaving it open to possibility on everything.
Yeah.
So, let's say, for instance, Brent, you and I are driving up there and all of a sudden you get a feeling like, Dave, I don't think today's a good day to go up there. I think that it's I don't feel comfortable going up there. We're going to abide by that and we're going to turn around.
Good
because
call.
Obviously that's a sign that the phenomena is given you, Brent, and that we need to obey that because it's when you don't pay attention to those voices when bad things happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, like, when we get up there, we may get up there one day, start our setup and all of a sudden get that feeling that, well, maybe today is a day we shouldn't be here. And we turn around and leave.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going to be. Everything is going to be controlled in that type of environment.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Is what it is.
Now, just a side question? It's something you mentioned earlier when the glow sticks were hanging in the trees, and the guy said, "Hey, make it go down," and then it did go down. Do you think that perhaps they understand our language, or do you think that that there's something else going on?
In a weird way, I think they can understand us. Okay. How? I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's the intention, the energy.
Right.
Maybe when we put it out there, it sends a telepathic message that they can translate into their own language, and that's the way they understand it. Much like you can now get apps on your phone that if you go to Japan, you can press that app and, it will translate. You speak into your phone and you say, "Hey, how's it going?" And you play it back in Japanese to the person that's there. It might be something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. But I do believe that there is some sort of thing going on. Like, we have 2 Sasquatch spots in that, in that direction. And I will put it this way, the 2 clans, I'm going to call them clans.
Yep.
The clans that we deal with there are completely different from one to the other. Oh. The one at Flight 21 seems to be more aggressive. Oh. They seem to be a little bit more abrupt in a standoffish way. Mm-hmm. The other place, they seem more curious. They seem more gentle. They seem more intrigued with what we are doing, kind of like a house cat. Oh, because cats are curious. That's what they seem like.
Okay.
And in that spot, we've had 2 sightings since 2022.
Well, that's pretty good.
Both at night.
Yeah.
That spot is actually kind of incredible because it is an absolute animal highway. Oh. Like any type of animal in our area, you will find their prints right in that area.
Right.
And it's pretty cool, man, when you're out there and you drive up, you get out of your vehicle, you start looking around, and then you see a big pile of bear shit and you can tell it's fresh. It's not steaming, but you can tell it's fresh, like within the last couple of hours, and you're like, "Oh, should we be here? Where's the bear? Right. Where's the bear? Where are you, Mr. Bear?"
Yeah.
Yep. So it is kind of cool, but.
Well, you know what
Yeah.
else is cool, brother? We've burned through 2 hours just like that.
That was fast.
It always goes fast. But I hope, and I say this a lot, but I couldn't be more sincere. I hope you'll come back.
100%.
I'd love for you to come back many times. And not only that, just to be a part of the shows with me. It's just a lot of fun to talk to you. But I certainly want to keep updated on what's going on there, because it's like, as you were telling the story, I was like I was tuning into a show, and it's like the cliffhanger point. Okay, what happens now? So I'm dying to know.
Yeah.
So
we don't know.
We don't know.
Buddy, we don't know, but I promise you and your audience that I will keep you up to date, and and we'll go from there. And I want to say a big thank you, if you don't mind, to all of my regular listeners that have come in and hung out with us tonight. And I encourage them to hit subscribe, ring that bell, on your channel. And I hope that I've said enough tonight and intrigued your audience enough that they will come back over to Spaced Out Radio, maybe for the first time, and hit subscribe as well. If you, and I just want to say this, if you like good stories and good people, how we build this stronger is by having us share our audience.
Yes, absolutely.
I encourage my audience to come over to Brent. He encourages his audience to come over to SOR, and you're going to get quality knowledge. You're going to get quality entertainment and quality topics. So that's what I love about you, Brent. You're a great guy. I think you're doing it the right way, the way I think that we're doing it. And that's why I think we get along so well.
Amen, brother. It's like you said, it's like I've known you for a long time, even though we've just met. But kindred spirits, maybe that's what it is. But yeah,
rock and roll, man.
I'm thrilled that you came. Dave, take a moment and just let people know where to find you. I mean, you did kind of just mention it, but just more officially, if you let people know.
Sure. Our website is spacedoutradio.com. All our social media, Twitter is Spaced Out Radio, Instagram is Spaced Out Radio Show, Facebook Spaced Out Radio, and just come hang out with us. We're there every night. Every single night.
Are you doing a show tonight?
No, my weekend guy Rob is.
Oh, nice. Okay, so there's a live show going on every night. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, it's been an absolute pleasure, brother. Thank you so much for gracing the portal. It's been an amazing journey, and I can't wait to have you back, man. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for us today. So hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thank you again so much for all your love and support. And remember, if you want to follow the Paranormal Portal, probably the easiest way is to head over to paranormalportal.net. And that's the homepage for the Paranormal Portal. And you'll find links to all of our different social media and sites and information about the shows, including our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/paranormalportal. Or just look for Paranormal Portal on Google or whatever search engine, and you'll find links to our social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So we're kind of all over the place, and we're spreading as well as we can. But anyway, thank you so much for the love and support. Y'all take care, and remember, we love y'all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. Until next time.